MSD Volume 5 Exercise 3 Start. So, my humble submission would be the power conferred upon the Honorable President under Article 254 is not within the purview of aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Honorable Prime Minister. It is an independent power vested with the Honorable President because the legislature's power, especially those of the Tamil Nadu legislature, cannot be exercised by the central government. That is very clear. So, the central government's power is only executive, it is not judicial or legislative, and there too the legislative power of the state government, namely the government of Tamil Nadu, cannot be taken over by the central government. So, in what is being contemplated, according to me, with due respect to the office of the Honorable President, the Honorable President has no say here. If the bill has been reserved for his assent, he must give assent to it. Then it is up to the central government to introduce another law to amend merely to do anything else in the parliament. So, my humble submission would be the power of the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly has been now taken over. It has been bypassed, ignored, and further by keeping the bill that has been reserved for the assent of the President by the central government, the parliament has also been bypassed. So, my submission would be that the concurrent list is not a mere paper. It doesn't mean that the law passed by the state legislature can be kept with the secretaries of the central government without forwarding it even to the President of India. My humble submission is that the entire concurrent list now stands deleted because even as per Article 254, if there is any repugnancy, then the central law would prevail. That does not mean that you can ignore the entire concurrent list. By deleting the concurrent list, you are taking away the powers of the state governments. This is a very serious issue. You are violating the very basic features of the Constitution. Now, even the court cannot decide upon a law competently passed by the legislature or the central government. Now, the Tamil Nadu government has passed a law seeking exemption from appearing in NEET examination. If it is repugnant to the central law, it is permissible under law. Whenever repugnancy arises, a bill must be sent to the President for his assent, and the President has to give his assent. Only then it must be taken over by the central government to consider whether the bill could be introduced to amend, vary, or to nullify the act passed by the Tamil Nadu legislature. This is the scheme contemplated in our constitution, but you are bypassing the parliament, the Tamil Nadu legislature, and also the office of the President of India. The principle of seeking the aid and advice of Council of Ministers headed by the Honorable Prime Minister is not applicable to the law passed by the Tamil Nadu State Legislature, that too on a subject that is included in the concurrent list. So the repugnancy can be resolved only by the Parliament passing the law, not by without the files in central government offices. I am not accusing or blaming the central government. This is the practice that has been going on since independence, so I cannot blame anybody. We have to blame our own faith. So, my submission is that we don't want to witness suicide of young students in this current academic year. Parliament alone can pass the law, not the central government or the state government. So the Tamil Nadu legislature has unanimously passed a valid law. It is entitled to pass a law which is repugnant to the central law. Now, this Tamil Nadu legislature has passed a law which is repugnant to the central law. It has no legislative jurisdiction or competency, so having passed a bill, it is only an administrative procedure. Even now, I humbly urge the central government to forward the bill to the Honorable President, and the Honorable President must bow to give the assent, and then only the central government can examine the issue. Its jurisdiction ends there as soon as the bill is introduced here to vary, amend, abrogate, or to do anything. Then it is a matter within the domain of jurisdiction of the Parliament. Parliament alone can say that the bill passed by the Tamil Nadu legislature is not valid. The concurrent list is now deleted by the central government, which is basic feature of the constitution. Without a concurrent list, our constitution cannot exist. The BJP is full of intellectuals. There is no doubt about it. By force of habit, all the files containing bills or proposals which will be repugnant to the central government are kept aside without doing anything, or for which assent is refused. My humble submission would be, it is a very serious matter pertaining to the young people of Tamil Nadu. Long back in our state, the entrance examinations have been abolished by passing an act. That act has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Of course, now the Parliament has enacted sections 10C, 10D of the Indian Medical Council Act. But at the same time, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that the central government has announced that 6 colleges would be established in Tamil Nadu, but they are yet to be established for AIMS. NEET it not applicable. AIMS is conducting their own examinations. AIMS is at a higher level. Students joining the AIMS are very bright and brilliant. Likewise, NEET is not the deciding test to assess capability, intelligence, hard work, or the aptitude for service in the rural areas. Learning process is a continuous one. By one single test, you cannot assess the capability of the students. That is not the right method one can acquire knowledge slowly. What is the concept of inclusive growth? If a student is very poor, he should not be left to be poor forever. This is not the concept of the inclusive growth. Stop.